Yeah, my name is Rick Horbury. I'm a technical advisor for Bayer Crop Science, Northern Broadacre region of Western Australia. We're here east of Moora looking at a Sakura demonstration on a heavy clay site. The site was applied by ute boom, so 5 metre wide plots running this way, and then seeded by the grower's machinery, which was a knife point press wheel system at 8 kilometres per hour on an 8-inch row spacing. The site was quite dry and there was a lot of clods early on in the piece. So remember that as we go through in terms of distribution of herbicide and the efficacy you may see in some of the plots. Okay, we're here in the untreated plot at this trial. The key thing to look for is the number of ryegrass panicles that you can see. This is a seeding miss, so there's a lot more here, but even here between the cropping row, you can see a lot of ryegrass there where there isn't competition from the crop, and you can also see some barley grass in between there. Okay, the plot we're now standing in is trifluralin applied at 3 litres, so a very high rate of trifluralin. With the dry start and the later emergence, this hasn't favoured this product, being highly volatile, and most of its work is done in that first 6 or so weeks. We didn't see a lot of emergence till later on. That said, it has controlled some of the ryegrass, although the panicles that they've put out, you can see still similar to untreated. There's been no suppression of biomass. And you can also see that we have barley grass in the trifluralin treatment as well. And the other key point you can see is when you look along the edge of the cropping row, we've got a lot more grass in the cropping row than what we've seen with the Sakura treatment previously. We're in 2.5 litres of Box of Gold here, applied pre-emergent and incorporated by sowing. Without the incorporation, you can see that we have reduced the ryegrass numbers from the untreated, but there still is some here. The key difference as well, we're seeing still no real control of the barley grass that's here. So quite good on the ryegrass, but still left a bit of the barley grass behind. We're standing here in Sakura applied at 118 grams per hectare. You can see in this area here without any incorporation, we've certainly had a significant reduction in the numbers of ryegrass. We can't see any barley grass in this plot. Again, just showing the excellent activity of Sakura on barley grass. What we can see from that root activity that we get from Sakura is we've got reduction in biomass. Again, we have single panicles for the most part compared to multiples that we're seeing in some of those treatments without that residual root activity we see from Sakura. We also have much cleaner cropping row, so you can't see that ryegrass we had in the trifluralin plot along that cropping row, nor is there any barley grass occurring throughout this plot. This is Sakura at 118 grams, and you can see how clean it is between the cropping rows when you compare that to the untreated.
The biggest thing is probably the new mode of action. Very excited to have another tool to throw at the ryegrass and also barley grass. That's going to be bigger as time goes on, I think. But also over the course of this dry year, I've appreciated how it's managed to pull down weeds, grass, ryegrass, barley grass as the season's gone on. So it wasn't as active up front necessarily, but it was doing its job through the season, just as it did wet up with the various rainfall events that we did receive. So they're probably the main two things. Given what I've seen over the last couple of years, I'd be happy to recommend Sakura to growers I deal with. It's got a real fit in terms of herbicide resistance management, and also very keen on that spectrum in terms of barley grass control as well. The other big thing over those years, and particularly this dry year, has been how the Sakura's been able to pull down some of those ryegrass and barley grass plants as the season's gone on with the wetting, drying cycle. So yeah, there's a fit for it, and I'm sure more of it will get used over time.